Nintendo GameCube prototype from Space World 2000 goes on sale. So I seen this article and this was a video I definitely wanted to do because I gotta say, out of all the gaming systems that I've owned in my lifetime, I think the GameCube has to be my favorite. Just because I've spent so much time on it, I love it so much, and it's definitely one of those consoles that I just really much enjoy, from the console look itself to the controller to the fact that I actually got this as a surprise Christmas gift years ago when I was a kid, and it was probably my favorite Christmas gift of all time, especially the way that my family member, it was one of my cousins, the way that she did it. I had a 64 for years, and it was one of those things where she had given me a gift for Christmas. So I was just like, oh, okay, cool. I opened it up, and it was Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. I was a kid too at the time, which makes it even funnier. And it was for the GameCube, and I remember looking at it like, oh, this is a GameCube. Like this is a GameCube game. I looked at them and I was like, I don't have a GameCube game. And my sister, I remember I was just like, no, I don't need this, kind of a thing. I remember my sister kind of nudged me like, hey, like say thank you still. And I was just like, oh, I was like thank you. It's like, but I don't have a GameCube. And then sure enough, they gave me my next present, and sure enough, it was a fucking Nintendo GameCube. One of the best Christmas gifts I've ever received ever. I remember that. I still remember that to this day. I was so like, I was in shock at the time, and yeah, it was awesome. So I gotta say, the GameCube definitely is one of my favorite systems of all time. I've spent so much time on it, and it's just something that I love. I still own my GameCube. I actually have my GameCube sitting right here next to me as I'm recording this video. I played Star Fox Adventure the other day just to kind of finally beat that game, which I was able to do. And then I've been considering going back and playing Ocarina of Time again on it because I'm getting that kind of Ocarina of Time itch. So this is cool to hear, and I figured it was something worth doing a video on, so it was pretty awesome. So we'll go ahead and get into this. So an incredibly rare prototype of the Nintendo GameCube, which was used as a display piece during the Space World 2000 trade show, is now available for sale. The Nintendo GameCube listing has been set at 100,000 USD, putting it out of reach for most gamers who want a piece of this iconic gaming memorabilia. And I have nowhere near $100,000 to be spending on that, but if I did, I gotta say that would definitely be one of the ones I would be purchasing myself, just because, like I said, I have so much love for the GameCube. So be able to actually own the prototype that they had out there that they showed, I think that would be so fucking cool. So Nintendo wowed gamers with the GameCube's potential back during the Space World 2000. 23 years after the console was shown to the public there, one of the Space World GameCube prototypes was officially discovered and acquired, and that owner is now looking to sell it, which is crazy. You know what I mean? I wonder if they actually like had it from the original show, or if it was just one of those things where they just kind of came across it somehow, which would be crazy. Console Variations Donnie Fillerup is selling the remarkable rare Space World 2000 GameCube prototype on eBay, with the listing asking for 100,000 USD. While the price is quite high, the listing includes the option to offer a best offer price, so the seller may be willing to let the Space World GameCube go for less than that. The console prototype bears some differences from the final version of the GameCube, with the transparent window on the top lid that lets users see the disc inside, printed text from each button, and some missing plastic ridges. Overall, though, the two look nearly identical, but this particular model can't be used as an actual console as it doesn't have the internal components. And one of the cool things that I'm not sure if too many people know out there is that this piece right here, this little black spot right here where you can actually see the disc, can be taken off on your regular GameCube. So if you're ever looking to kind of clean it and stuff like that, you can take this part off. So personally, if I were to get this prototype, I would probably take this piece off and add it to my working GameCube just to be able to actually see the disc moving around inside, because I think that would be so cool. Kind of turn it into the prototype itself. So like the way that you see on this one where it just kind of has the black flat, and you know what I mean? I would love to be able to switch those two off. I think that would be awesome. So Nintendo GameCube prototype is just a model. As it was the first reveal of the GameCube, Nintendo used non-functioning prototypes to show off the overall design and aesthetic of the devices. The prototype model is essentially a copy of the shell design Nintendo was working with at the time, with some internal electronics to allow the buttons to light up. Fans who are curious about it should be made aware that this cannot play GameCube games or do anything else really, beyond simply illumination. This may make the price tag seem extremely steep, but it's more about owning a piece of Nintendo history than a functioning GameCube, which one could acquire for considerably less. And that would be the main thing right there. Like if you were to purchase this, it would be something that you want to kind of just keep in like a glass case or something like that, just to be like, yeah, this was the prototype that they had, that to show people what the GameCube was going to be whenever it did come out, kind of a thing. More so than kind of like, oh, I'm going to just let it sit there and kind of look like a regular GameCube. So yeah, I can definitely see where the price can come from, but at the same time, like they stated, if you did want to pay a little bit less for it than 100,000, they are giving that offer. So that is one of the cool things. Whether this prototype actually sells at this price remains to be seen. At the time of publication, the listing shows that nearly 200 people are actively watching it. Given that well-to-do gamers have spent millions on gaming collectibles in the past, it's not out of the question for someone to come along and scoop up this item. Anyone with the money to buy it who's interested may not want to wait, as this isn't an auction, so whoever decides to commit and spend the cash first will be the one awarded the GameCube, which is wild when you think about it. But yeah, like I think that's awesome, man. I think the price is a little bit high personally, but like I stated, if I was like a millionaire or like, you know what I mean, someone that had the money to be spending that, more than likely, I probably would be, because if I had that kind of money, chances are I would already have like a big ass game room with like, you know what I mean, all kinds of retro stuff and collectibles, and this would definitely be right there in that room kind of sitting pretty if I could. So I think this is cool, and this is a trip to me that, you know what I mean, they're offering that much for it, but at the same time to be able to own one of these would be awesome. So yeah, those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you think $100,000 is asking way too much, or do you think for something like that's such a collectible, especially owning a piece of Nintendo's history right there, is kind of would be kind of in the price range that they can comfortably be asking? So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. If you guys could like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys have been watching this long, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah, until next time, Harmonic out. Peace.